Okay. Let's get this. Let me get YouTube set up. Let's put this in windowed. Should be easier. Alrighty. Just link this for the Discord. Okay. Just getting all the chats set up. Should be fine for a bit. Alright, great. Okay. Good morning, everyone. We are here. Mind crushing sisters all stream. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm gonna play some Aveline too. But yeah, thanks for coming by. Honestly, I've been seeing less and less sisters the last couple days, which I think, with the current power of Erica, is probably for everyone's benefit. So I am happy to. Please do not buy the sisters. Yeah, I think everyone's a little tired, understandably. You know, it is what it is. I was getting a little tilted on stream myself the other day, which people probably noticed, because I don't really get tilted often. But I think if I'm literally playing against the same deck, that feels like really hard to interact with. Yeah, it's a bad time. Oh, is this messing with the layout for you guys? Oh, it definitely is. Okay. Alright, never mind. Sorry, I was trying to do something, because my setup's a little different where I am. Okay, this actually... see how well this works. Yesterday was rough, so many sister fights. Yeah, no, I'm sure. I wouldn't doubt it, you know? Okay, never mind. I don't want you guys to be looking at a not full screen. That seems terrible. Okay. You know, I know that Uriel can be okay into Junith. I don't think he's good, really, into anyone else. Especially Erica. I don't think Uriel does really much. Yeah. I mean, I think that it's an okay prey deck. I've tried it. Tried it a little bit on stream the other day. I didn't really find it to be that great. And I mean, this is obviously everyone, you know, has their own experience, and I've played Uriel a ton in my day. But I found that really Astra Militarum and Eldar still have a pretty decent time, and I would say specifically Ursula is who I played to 3K this season, and Jane Czar. And that was pretty good for me. And we'll probably, if I could push these scores higher today, I will, because I need to hit at least 3K. Okay. But yeah, I'm glad if people are finding success with him, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. And then Gene Stealers, I find that Magus is still strong enough to get you there. You could set up boards that are sort of hard to interact with at times. I just feel like the power level of the decks tends to still get there. And then I really was hitting a groove with Aveline last night. I actually had a crazy game against Creamy that I could show you guys, because I thought that would be kind of wild to start out with. Actually, both of these games were nuts. At least as a warlord, but yeah, they're... yeah, but no, I'm glad that has been working for you, Miname. Sorry, I have my chat on a couple different screens, even though I can see it here. There are factions with more tools. Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, pre-decks are cool and all, but I almost, like, if you don't hit your matchups, then the pre-decks aren't good. So it's like, if you are seeing sister after sister, I feel like yesterday I saw a lot less, thankfully. But let me show you guys. These two games were crazy against Aveline. And I feel like my build, I know Ecclesiarch just put out a video. And I think his build is good, and maybe that's where I need to be. Because I have a couple different changes in my list. But I actually, I like this list quite a bit. I feel like it's been doing pretty well so far. Hey, Aveline. What's up? I like literally just peeped your message because I have my weird setup right now. Oh, the ads. Oh, Jesus. Yep. Sorry about the ads. I try I can't stop them from playing when you enter. I can stop them from after that though, and I just schedule them every so often because it's a pain, you know. What happens if I do this? Okay. Ahoy there, ahoy there. So yeah, if you guys want to, you know what? Sorry, didn't mean to close that. Let's, we can just chat a little bit before we jump into some games, and I can show you these crazy games that I had last night before I went to bed. They were pretty nuts, honestly. What is this early stream, Mineral? Yeah, it's just because I am going out tonight with some friends from my hometown. So, yeah, Aveline, I was thinking about your idea, and then I was talking with Ecclesiarch yesterday, and I feel like I found a decent middle ground. Also, if I make mistakes here, I'm sorry. This was like right before I went to bed.
Let's stop 'em, good lads.
But yeah, I'm gonna try and stream before anyone else comes over today. I'm at my family's place. Yeah, this game was really nuts because I was also trying to figure out like how aggressive I should play, and it's so hard to fight through Gore Drain's healing, but it's a pretty crazy game. If I didn't hate sometimes like the playstyle of Orcs, which feels so reactive, I'd probably play Gore Drain this season, but I just wasn't having a great time with it. Thank you, Mineral. Thank you. Yeah, the healing, I mean, you even see it over the course of this game, and I'm not playing Junith, right? But you have to play to the board to pressure Orcs as well. So, especially with this deck. You know, I really wanted to try the playstyle of like buffing at like basically every turn. And taking advantage of the shield as well in this matchup seems like, you know, a good thing to be doing. Giving you a lot of faith. Yeah. I mean, here it is a little tough for them to, you know, to stop you from healing or stop you from praying. Yeah, Minimay. Gore Drain is really... I mean, it kind of works perfectly with what the Orcs do, right? Because you have to play to the board to pressure them. They've also got board wipes, and they've got healing, and they've got flankers. And then he's healing the whole time. So really what I'm trying to do is basically like spoon feed a board to him so that he's not getting too much advantage. But it's kind of tough. So, you know, these early turns, like, you're trying to just obviously conserve health, you know, chip away. Also, Creamy's version is interesting. I think that he's running actual grots. So.
I have seen worse. I have vanquished worse.
Yeah, and yeah. It's not, I mean, now there's like almost borderline too much stun in the game, so I'm kind of glad that we're not seeing as much stun, but it is a bit odd, yeah. So this is nice, right? Like, I mean, we're just accumulating faith, and it really does matter in this matchup. And then we get to play Adelaide for 3, gets us up to 8, which is such a good break point, right? 4 damage. New change. Yeah, it is weird. It's counterintuitive for sure. You're like smacking them for 4 and then you're healing. It's just like good trades basically all around. But you can play him aggro. I just think he's in this current meta you can't really do that. I don't think. So Yeah, so I mean, you know, we're at 8, and Gordrang is effectively at the same starting health. Pretty crazy. But now we're stacking our ability of return. So that's kind of nice. Also, Aveline, I can't believe I would see the day that I'm actually playing Death Cult Assassin. I believe it when No, I wish I could play like this and talk like this. I played a lot, you know, not streaming yesterday because I was just around family and stuff. And I obviously played so much better because I wasn't streaming. This was a turn I was questioning if I should just Zephyr him and dash. I think because I was stunned, I was like, alright, I guess I just need to make trades to kill the whole board. I don't know if that was correct, though. Because then I have to trade this for this, which sucks. I think that was a weird line for me to take, honestly. Also, is the sound and everything okay, guys? Let me know. Yeah. Yeah, that was a... I remember looking at that, or playing that turn out, and I was like, that seems bad. Get the buff stack even if you're stunned. Yep. And here, this is like a great turn. Also, I don't know why this Makari is stunned, by the way. Some weird thing happened here. Very, very strange. Oh, yes. Let me play my guy. Oh, that's right. It is the Shrine Bombardment. I was so confused by that. So yeah, here we're in a pretty tough spot. I figured I was probably going to lose this game, but then Creamy doesn't really do anything. He plays out these Grots, and it just doesn't really do anything, especially into our Warlord. So we got lucky. I think, like, in terms of the build, just able to do what we needed to do. Get that 3 blast, 5 attack. Make sure that we crash for 6 on their face. This is perfect. And I know that I can get Will of Gork at any time, and it's probably going to come now, but at least I get to draw a card and get that out of their hand. And if they don't have it, then they're in trouble. So you kind of have to walk this tightrope playing against orcs. Not overextend too much, but also not underextend to the point where you're losing. So. But yeah, they have so much healing. He's going to go back to 30. It's like, please, please, God.
Orcs is made for 2 things only: fighting and war.
Yeah, I think the strength with Aveline is that if you do happen to curve out well into a relic, and then start stacking on like 7, 8 energy, it's gonna make a difference unless they have reliable stun. And that's kind of what happens here. Is like we're able to hang in for quite a bit. This was really awkward, right? Because I knew I needed to clear that, but then it leaves us with a terrible board. Yeah, higher than the starting health at 38. It's really crazy. Yeah, Aveline, that does kind of make sense. Honestly, Sacrosanct, the 6-drop, can heal you. I find that that's how I lost a lot of my Erica games, is I could get her low, but then there was a point where she's gonna start getting healed up, and plus the health from her prey. Yeah, so here I don't really want to deck myself, but I'm like, all right, well, let's get to even higher faith breakpoints, and maybe we can kill him. And I did this too early, so that was just a misplay. Yeah, Sacrosaints are strong. I couldn't really, I couldn't really get them to fit. You know. So I'm misplaying a bit. I should have hit for more damage off of the Triumph. Okay, that froze. That was scary. And obviously just trying to... I did this because I knew I was going to get hit this turn, and if they had Propagalia and stuff, I might just die. Hey, McClubbin. Welcome, buddy. Are the drops actually on? I have to check that, because they were not on yesterday. But thanks for checking, Freakazoid. They were not confirmed yesterday, I don't think. Take a look.
I will offer your blood to the Holy Emperor.
Let the Emperor's judgment sear their flesh.
Yeah, no, they're not live yet. It's so weird that the announcement went out, but they're not live. Yeah, Freakazoid, the drops are not on yet. So we literally go to 1. We still have the Miraculous Faith. It's just, this whole game is really crazy. Need some Sister Rex. Oh, okay. Yeah, McClubbin, I mean, I think if I were to tell you what the best deck to play, it'd be Erica, for sure. Just good old Erica control. So we get to hit them for 1,000,000, and then we just play an indestructible threat, and then make ourselves indestructible, and hope we can get there. Yeah, they posted about the drops, but then they just never happened. So they'll be live sometime, maybe the start of next week. I don't know. Was hoping it would be fixed today, but that's okay. Alright, so McClubbin, Creamy gets a huge board, but we actually rip the Divine Intervention, which is exactly what we need. So, we went to 16 energy. I did not play this cleanly, by the way. But we did end up being able to close out, and we had more damage than we needed, actually, with our ability. Crazy match, right? Hit him for 8. Hit him for... Oh, no, it is exact. Hit him for 5. Crazy match, right? But I gotta show you guys one more match. I mean, this is nice, because I get to catch up with y'all before I start trying to concentrate. That's why I like having some healing with Aveline. Yeah. They'll be like, "Whoops! Here, have a free pay." Hopefully, they give more drops or something. That would compensate well, I think. Could try her. Yeah. So Erica, I mean, really quick, McClubbin. We'll play Aveline today too. But I'll just show you. I mean, like, as long as you've got most of the legendaries, you'll do fine. If it's anything like this, you'll do fine. I sort of updated this list. I haven't really been playing it, but basically just stuck in the superiors because they're just excellent. What else? I was trying Emperor's Judgment with her because usually she can go late, and I've seen it be decent. Obviously, the Rhinos are just a good value unit. Yeah, I mean, if you play something like this, I'm sure you'll do well. These new cards are wild. Yeah, the new cards are pretty crazy. They are. They're very strong. Make Erica underdog again. I think what they'll do is push her stun ability to 8 faith. That's my guess. Yeah, so if you want to take, I don't know if you want to take a quick screenshot of this or whatever, just let me know, McClellan. But yeah, I mean, essentially all you're doing is you're just trying to pray every turn. You just throw out your stuff, and basically once you hit 5 faith, which is not hard to do, obviously, with relics and prayer, like she's the best prayer utilizer, then you just try to turbo stun them or CC their their units, and then just develop a pretty insane board presence, and you also probably could replace the Zephyrims if you like other stuff. But honestly, one of the most overperforming cards from the set, I think, is Zephyrim Superior. This card's excellent. It's really doing quite a lot. But not the Rhino yet. Yeah, the Rhino's in the shop today, I think. Pretty sure. Okay. Alright, let me show you guys this other game against Moonsquatch. I feel like Moonsquatch and I always have a good rivalry. Moonsquatch usually beats me. So, a little spoiler on that. But, let me show you guys this game. This is a really cool build. I thought this was really interesting by him. So playing Aveline again. We'll go over the build today. And, it's been performing well. I think Ecclesiarch's build's a little bit more control. I just feel like you want to take advantage of Aveline with flankers the most. So I've been kind of trying the curve out build. And generally I like having, if I can have a 2 through 4, obviously that's best. But this hand's pretty strong. So yeah, we're playing against Leontis, which you don't see often. And you'll see that his build is kind of like just spitting out a bunch of troops. It's something I have not really seen. Which is kind of an interesting take. But yeah, these were like 2 of my craziest games yesterday, and they were right before I fell asleep. It was kind of mentally taxing, but they were pretty epic, I will say that. So yeah, very typical. And I take Holy Fire because if I don't have a Rose Sister in my hand, there's no reason to have the extra faith. And Holy Fire is actually pretty good when you want to use your ability. Because now I can clear this Ogren, no problem. And just keep on trucking. I don't have the Forge 40 card, which I think is an absolute bump in your win rate if you can get it. But I am not there. I opened 20 Sisters packs I'd banked the other day. And it got me like 3 Forge levels. So I don't think we're getting there anytime soon, sadly. Yeah, McClellan, definitely anyone who wants to play Sisters, although I think Rhino may see a nerf, it's just a good unit. So I would still pick it up. Yeah, so I've never seen this thing, the Torox. But, so it's at this point where I'm like, okay, something's going on here that I haven't seen before. And it, honestly, it's an interesting idea. Yeah, Aveline, I really want it, but I don't think it's going to happen for quite a while. Forge 40 is just a slog, man. Yeah, so I got the Shock Trooper from the Torox, plus the 4-drop, which is just excellent. But still up on life, and obviously we've got Blast, so I think it makes this a lot easier for us. But yeah, this early game is pretty typical, right? Like any deck that's trying to go wide is probably going to have a hard time against Aveline. have more cards to upgrade than I do. Less wasted cards in packs. Yeah, that's true. It's a good stun. Definitely slows us down a little bit here. Let's see. I just need to charge my phone, which I'm using for chat. See if I can get this figured out.
I will offer your blood to the Holy Emperor.
Is that gonna work? Let's find out. Yes, it is. Oh, it did for a second. Haha. Nope. Multitasking here. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, yeah. So obviously, you know, Rhino. I mean, Rhino's just always good value. It's always going to be 8 health worth of troops for 4 or 9. But yeah, this is where Moon Squash goes off. And I knew Move was coming here. I was like, oh god, this is going to be crazy. So, just a really, really good answer. Thankfully, we've got the Miraculous Feats in our hand. And we are at 5 faith, so we're able to buy time, which is what we need. Yeah, so it just gets a ton of damage and board clear. This is why AM can be so great. Obviously, this is later game, and this is not always going to happen with Minka, like a crazy curve out, but they're able to do stuff like that, where they get to kill your board and then also have a board left off of the little advantage that they get from Kazarkin or Rattling and things like that. And I have to Miraculous Feat here because they're going to get Minka's ability to pump stuff, and they have the Warlord ability to pump stuff. So I just kind of see myself as dead if I don't do that. And then he plays the 5 energy at all costs twice this game. And I'm like, oh god. Well, this is going to go late. But thankfully we ripped the Divine Intervention. That's why I played the Relics last turn, hoping we could hit it. And I was thinking, is there a way for me to kill this whole board even still? We could have pumped to 4, it would have dealt 2, 3, 4. Wouldn't have been enough. And then we could still get to rebuild our board with a second Rhino here. But yeah, they go double Castellian, which is pretty crazy. And we know that they've got probably some shock troops in their hand. But, you know, they're not really able to stop us from attacking. Aveline really has a good time doing that, so. Use our guy to allow us to clear everything. We got Aveline, who's got her flank ability, which is excellent with shield. And then we can trade our unit. A hit there for 4, right, to get max damage. And I shield here to make an extra troop because I just thinking this will be more valuable doing it this way and trading in my Rhino this way. I'm not sure, but just figured shielding a unit so it couldn't maybe be removed and making another unit was better than attacking with this unit and just hitting face. I think it's close. But we also have a pretty nice double Rattling turn here. And then the move. I think they did something weird here, if I remember. Yeah, so they poke there. Get another troop, shoots there. And shoots here. So then... Right, so they shoot there, hoping both proc here, I guess? Is that right? Oh, right, and it does. Yeah. That's just, like, excellent for them. I forgot. Yeah, and then they trade there. So they basically drew, what, like 4 or 5 shock troops there? So I know I'm going to have to deal with that. Yeah, we're stacking our Demon Breaker, which is obviously very good. And it's a cool concept. This is like basically all-in infantry with Leontis. With like crazy card advantage so that if you do get board wiped and whatever else, you're okay. But we've got a pretty good response here, right? Obviously they can't remove this. Another pinning fire, pretty problematic. So we're definitely going to have to miraculous feat pretty soon. Yeah, it is the horse guy. Yeah, you never see this guy. But let me tell you, this is scary. Yeah, Vengeance for Cadia, which they're running, which makes a lot of sense with what they're doing. So it takes the 3 there to get the proc, hits me. And then I know that I'm going to have to miraculous feat here. There's just no two ways about it. So I can take out a shock trooper. That's all I can do. And I'm taking out this one, right, so I can maybe hit here and still get the splash damage. So I just try and play out as many troops as I can to be able to, you know, basically have some sort of board presence after this Lumen Rust tears us apart. That's what we're trying to do here. Ride him down, maybe. Another Vengeance of Cadia. We would absolutely be dead without it. Without our indestructibility. And I think it's here where I'm like, if they can keep up enough Vanguard, we probably are locked out of the game. But thankfully we were tanking some of these Lumen Rust hits, so they have to kind of overcommit. Just kind of why what I would have done, if from their perspective, is just like basically do what they just did there, so that this was not absorbing hits, or this wasn't as likely. But all we could do here is try and see the next turn, because we can't get the blast here because they have all of their stuff over here. But we're able to kill all 3 units, and then we just play another Celestian. This has been great in this deck as a cheap Vanguard card. But it's possible you just build bigger and you put Sacrosaints in this deck. I could definitely see that. So, there is that.
Fall back! Dawn shall rise brightest after the darkest night.
Oh, shoot. Oh, man. I thought I was going to be able to stream, guys. I actually might have to go. Dang. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, Aveline definitely blasted through Mr. Horseman. But yeah, crazy game. Really interesting build from Moon Squash, I thought. Okay, guys, I hate to cut the stream. Obviously, incredibly short, but I thought I was going to have some time before I was meeting up with some folks. Yeah, I don't see any way around this. What I might do I probably will be out fairly late tonight, but we'll see. I might be able to do a night stream or something. If I'm not able to stream today, I will definitely stream tomorrow. Yeah, I knew I was gonna have stuff in the background, but I was kind of hoping to snag a couple hours with you guys. Shoot. Okay. All right. Yeah. I gotta see all my friends and family and stuff while I'm up here. So, okay. I will try and figure some stuff out, and I'll try and post on my YouTube channel and the community page if anything. But real quick before I go, because I want to leave you guys with something. If you'd like to try out this build, here's what I'm cooking with for Aveline. So I'm calling it Aveline Tempo. It doesn't have, Exorcist. And I think Ecclesiarch is running a couple different cards for me. But I've been really happy with this list. Hold on, let me text my friend back real quick before I go. Okay, sorry everybody. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so real quick, I mean, probably doesn't need a lot of explanation. Obviously, flankers are your best friends with Aveline, right? Because you're going to play a flanker, you're going to buff it, and then you're going to get your prayer. The only time that doesn't really apply is with Flagellant, right? So sometimes you'll like hit with it first, then buff it to maybe not interrupt your prayer, or you make this thing hit for 4 with your ability. But Flagellant's great in this deck. I go back and forth on Sacred Rose Sisters. If you're on the draw, you can play it with the little stat boost, and then you can put it on there. There is something to be said where you are playing a unit and buffing it so that it should be answered every turn. And this having shield on prey is a big reason why they have to kill it. These feel terrible when you draw them late game, though. So it's a little bit of like sort of high risk, high reward, but I think generally the conclusion I've come to with this build so far is if you curve out, you should win, and if you don't curve out, unlucky, and so I think you'd rather have a good 2-drop in addition to Flagellant, because Flagellant you're not going to play on 2. And I thought about other 2-drops, but I just found them to not be worth it enough. You could play Crusader and stuff like that. I just had not found that to be terribly effective. Oh, no drops, DJ. Sorry about that. They were supposed to be on. They announced them, but they're not here, unfortunately. So sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's EG, unfortunately. They should have been on, and I usually put it in my description, just because I'm lazy. But yeah, hopefully up maybe Monday, maybe. So anyway, Celestian, it's good on 3 and it's good later. It's like having a cheap Vanguard for a deck that tends to play more mid-rangey is actually a great role. And you'll see we have a lot of 3-drops. We're running Celestian, Death Cult, and Ministorum. You could not play Death Cult. I actually do find that it does enough. It's better in Erica, I will say. Having 5 health is a nice break point for a 3-drop. But I actually find that you get a decent bang for your buck out of it. And really, it's because you want to curve out, right? That's why 3-drops would matter for this deck. But Minister and Priest, way better. And Celestian, way better. And then you've got Miraculous Feet. I know Ecclesiarch is running Hallowed Martyrs. I just don't really like it because we're like shielding ourselves and doing stuff like that. I just don't think that it gets that much value for you. Obviously, you're not going to have shield every single turn. So I think that's probably his logic. But I just feel it's kind of anti-synergistic. And then your Cleansing Flames does a ton of work with your Blast as well. So just these cards are so important for you keeping the board maintained. Obviously, Relics, Seraphim. And really what you're trying to do in the mid game here. Which card with the last 2 bonuses? But it was there. Oh, did you not get it, DJ? Or did you get it? I'm sorry if you didn't. That sucks. I know there's a bit of confusion with that stuff. Oh, dang. Out of HM with her, honestly. Oh no, DJ, I'm sorry to hear that, bud. She'll be in the shop if you can get 6K crystals. I know that's a tall order, but if you sometimes campaign, you can put your points in and get crystals. So if you could save them, you can probably get her there, or just hopefully in the future, you know, open her. But that's a bummer. I hate to hear that. But so anyway, just to explain this last bit of point, the mid game you're really just playing out flankers, right? So you get to play Seraphim. Whether buffed or not, it can hit for a minimum 5 with Aveline, right? Into Zephyrim Superior, which is just excellent card. Play it on a clear board, draw a card. It's so good. I really can't sing the praises of this card enough. This is like exactly what Sisters wants. And then potentially into a Zephyrim, I'm just playing as a one of in the deck, or Adelaide. And then this is your late game, and it's possible that we should be playing something like Exorcist. The thing is, I actually think Aveline operates pretty well without a ton of faith, and I kind of wanted to play away from the huge faith payoff cards and really kind of work more in the 4 to 8 range, you know, and not, I don't know, just maybe not go as late. And so far, it's been playing pretty well. So we're at 2,800 now. I think I had a pretty good record last night. Let me just look at my battle log before I go. Yeah, let's see. How many games did I win with? I switched to... Yeah, so I went 1, 2, 3. So we went 4-0 last night after really tweaking the build. Jane Czar I climbed yesterday. It was pretty crazy. Where did we... Did a couple more games. I went 1... Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0 with Jane Czar, and then with Magus we kind of went back and forth, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, 4 and 2. Yeah, 4 and 2. Won another Celestian. Lost a couple in the morning. Definitely was struggling more with her, but still overall going positive here and there. So yeah, I think there's something here. I really think there's something to be said for this list. Yeah, you know, I probably shouldn't be running Zephyrin, but I do find, like, hitting 7 on certain units, like on curve, actually is pretty relevant, but it's possible. I would also support you get rid of Zephyrim and you put in Exorcist. I think that would be a reasonable change. What else could you do? That's probably it, though. I think everything else I've really liked. So yeah, you can try that out. Yeah, 250 medals, but she was 500. I could have sworn that the legendaries were 300 at a certain point. I could have sworn that they were 300, not 500. Yeah. But you then have to hit 750 medals to unlock her. I think they should lower that for free-to-play players, personally. They're good ones. Oh, Miname, you were saying for the Zephyr. So yeah, really quickly, I'll show you guys the other builds that I have, just in case you want to play on the last day today, which I'm gonna try and do. I actually didn't think I was gonna be busy all day, but we'll see. So this is the Aveline build, real quick. Down here. This is my Ursula build. If you're looking to play her. I changed it a little bit, and then I added a Godspear Warhead because I felt like I needed it, but I still love this build. I really love this build. You get early board presence and kind of snowball an early board off of her duty ability, and the defense card if you're going second, and it's really not hard to just kind of snowball the rest of the game. So this was the first deck I hit 3K with, like, no problem. So that would be a deck that I recommend to folks. Is Ursula Vox mid-range. Yes, sometimes you don't hit your Vox operator, but I just find that the deck operates pretty well even if you don't. And then when you do in the late game, because you only want it really in the late game, like 7, 8, 9 energy to set up, unless it's discounted from like Minka or from Faybird Vanquisher, the deck does really well, I think, overall in this meta. So that's Ursula. And then this is my Jane list. This is very much, I think, shot for shot what Barrick had posted a while back in the Eldar channel. He was right on with Hornets. This card is really good in this build. This card just, I find, tends to overperform. And it's just, you find a lot of direct damage. You've got a lot of stealth. You could run the bounce spell in here, Fire and Fade, and stuff like that. I just want to be curving out and playing aggro is kind of how I view this build personally. So that's why I tend to go with it. So that's my Jane build. It's been doing really well. I really think that she still does well in this meta, even with the nerf, which was definitely needed. Don't get me wrong. So that's Jane. Is that everything? Wait, no. Ursula, Aveline, Jane. What's my... Oh, and Magus is the same thing. I just put in an Underground Network, which can sometimes actually really jam up people's hands. But the rest is, I would say, pretty stock. I just like playing it. I find that they can create lines that are pretty hard for any deck to deal with. I think they've got decent matchups into most things. Sisters can be hard for sure, but the more I've played that matchup, the more I feel like you can get an edge if you know how to apply pressure at certain points. I just think that generally generically it's a strong deck, and yeah, you might struggle with Sisters here and there, but I think against everything else you're gonna do well. So that concludes my very brief stream. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm so sorry. I will try and stream, if not today, tomorrow. But you've got my 4 decks that I've been playing, and we're currently here. So I definitely got to do more work on Sisters and Magus today if I want to hit the 3K mark, just to keep in Legendary. And maybe if I could push further than that, maybe I could do top 50. I don't think so, though. I think it's pretty... Who's the lowest right now? 30-44. I mean, it's a very tight race here in the 40 to 50. So we'll see. Maybe I could sneak my way in here somewhere. But if I don't, that's okay. We've got, a day and some change there, so maybe we can get there. But thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry it was really short. I will definitely catch you guys in the near future, but thanks for hanging out. And I'll see you later.